the incredible story of Bridey Murphy, or the case for reincarnation. Back in 1952, there was a woman named Virginia Tighe. Virginia was a small housewife, but she went to a party. And at this party, there was this local successful businessman in Pueblo, Colorado. And he had a hobby. His hobby was he became a part-time hypnotist. So at this party, his friends convinced him to put someone at the party under a spell. And that spell was hypnosis. So Virginia decided that she would volunteer, and she quickly agreed. She laid down on a couch and she went through the process of getting put under in hypnosis. So everything was going like a normal hypnosis until he decided to go back further and further and further till before she was born. And he asked her to remember a place or a time that was different than the one that she was born in. And he asked her what her name was, and she said her name was Bridey. He said, "Did you have a last name?" She said, "Yes, Murphy, Bridey Murphy." He said, where do you live?" She said, "Cork." This ended up becoming a series of 6 sessions through which she recounted a completely different life, starting as a young child all the way to her death at the age of 66, where she was pushed down a set of stairs and ended up becoming an invalid and dying a cripple. Virginia Tighe, however, went back to her normal life after just those 6 sessions that lasted just between 1952 and 53. But it spawned an incredible nationwide fervor because a local newspaper published a story. And then a series of investigators went back to Ireland trying to determine, is this true or is it a hoax? So what they discovered is that there was a town of Cork, and that her father, that she had stated her name was Duncan Murphy, was a barrister. In fact, there was a barrister listed as a Duncan Murphy from the town of Cork. She remembered a lot of very interesting, intimate details, stores that she went shopping at, finishing schools where she studied. It was a very interesting story that was claimed by the newspapers to have been proved. This later led to a book and then a movie deal. However, there were a bunch of skeptics that always wondered, is this true? Or is it something else? There were a bunch of alternate theories that were bandied about. The first one is, yes, it's true. It's real. She remembered a past life. Virginia went back in time, in her mind, to a previous life where she became actually Bridey Murphy and had true, actual memories. The second theory was something called cryptomnesia, where she remembered and mixed up facts from her own life to that of Bridey Murphy. So Virginia had a brother that died. She claimed when she was Bridey that she had a brother that died. She gave her address in Belfast as Dooley Road. When they went back to Cork, there was no Dooley Road. But when she was a little girl, she did recite a monologue called Mrs. Dooley on Archer Road. This led to a lot of controversy. Another group figured it was a hoax. The whole thing was a con job that was put on. One of the most interesting things, after one of the sessions, she actually performed an Irish jig. She performed the Irish jig for the hypnotist to prove that she actually knew how to do it. Unfortunately, the real Virginia Tighe was a proficient dancer, and she had learned how to dance Irish jigs. So, is this real? Is this a mystery? Is it fake? Is it a fraud? One thing is sure, she became an overnight sensation. Now, she used a pseudonym. She didn't like the life of fame. But later on, as an older woman, she went on the TV show and she gave her story. Herself remained unconvinced convinced at her own purported reincarnation. She couldn't explain what had happened in the hypnosis sessions back in her lucid state, and she never claimed definitively that she was the Irish housewife incarnate. When Bernstein, the hypnotist, told her that he was planning to write a book, she insisted that he use a pseudonym because she wasn't really interested in fame and fortune. So he used the pseudonym Ruth Simmons. She was also wary of the fame that story would bring. She said if she knew how much fame had happened, she would have never laid down on that couch. In the end, most researchers settled on the explanation earlier referred to, cryptomnesia, that Bridey Murphy probably didn't exist. Tighe's revelation was likely this memory glitch in which a person weaves together forgotten strands of old memories and mistakes them for a new experience. What we do know is this is one of the first tried to be verified accounts of reincarnation, and it became a massive public sensation in the United States. This was at a time when most of the United States went to church. They were agrarian. Reincarnation, karma, and the like was a brand new, untapped subject. Was she Bridey Murphy? Had she been reincarnated? Were these memories real? We may never know. But one thing is sure, it became a national sensation. Tell me what you think. Post your comments in the section below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Smash it because we'll keep coming back with these interesting, intriguing, and exciting stories day after day, week after week, until we meet again.